We'll find out about the Miss Budweiser in a few moments. Heat 2A has the Tide, Miss Circus Circus, American Spirit, Dallas Motor Coach, Miss T Plus, and Paladine Engine Specialties.
Here they come. We have 4 boats in competition as the wind continues to kick up here on Louisville Lake. And on the outside, it looks like T Plus.
T Plus does take it on the start, but just barely the Tide boat on the inside. And it looks like Circus Circus is coming up between the two of them as they go down into turn number 1. A little bit light for Steve David out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He gets it back down on the water. It grabs it. Now you can see how close the Tide is. On the inside, George Woods gets bounced around a little bit, but the T Plus is taking it now. Circus Circus comes right between the two of them. So it is in the lead. First off, T Plus, second place, Circus Circus, third place, the Tide boat, and there is less than a boat length between each of them. There's Circus Circus coming up on the inside.
We have a battle, side by side, deck to deck, and look at that rooster tail come off of the outside boat on your left, the T Plus.
Jim, the boat looked very light going into the turn, but the skid fin did its job and held the boat on the water. Meanwhile, Circus Circus takes over the lead. It was interesting because we commented earlier that this boat looked like it was a little nose heavy. They must have adjusted the wings a little bit to get it lighter. It's riding perfectly on the water right now.
To ride perfect, Nick, about 9 square inches of each sponson is all that should touch the water, half the prop, and it looks like they have the boat trimmed out now as he has the lead here on lap number 2.
He is being challenged, however. The Tide boat is not backed off. There is about a 7-boat lead out there, but as they close in on the turns, you'll see Tide close in and get in position to possibly strike again. Meanwhile, don't count out Stephen David and the repaired T Plus. We must remind everybody that in the first race, they tore off one of those vertical wings. Now, you see the Circus Circus come through there. You wonder, how does the boat even stay on the water? It looks like it's going to go off and fly.
And they can fly. These boats do not know they're not an airplane, and we've seen them fly in the past. In fact, the Circus Circus a few years ago flew at San Diego. Lap number 2, 142.9 miles an hour. So he's picked up the pace. We're on the final lap. The checker flag is winning.
Dave Villwock, who has driven the Limiteds for many, many years, has himself in good position for a win in the Unlimiteds. There's the American Spirit Dallas Motor Coach boat that is driven by Mark Evans in 4th place. This is the lead boat, pink and white. This will make the fans in Las Vegas very happy. The boat from Circus Circus is the lead boat. Second is the Tide, driven by George Woods Jr. He's done a fine job in that boat also. It's going to be a contender. Here comes the checkered flag out. Pink and white will take it all the way from the black and white checkered flag. Miss Circus Circus, Dave Villwock takes the win in Heat 2A. So there are your winners. Circus Circus, the Tide second, Miss T Plus third, American Spirit in 4th, and Paladine Specialties did not start. We'll be back with Heat 2B when we return to Louisville Lake outside Dallas in just a moment.
The rain continues to fall here on Louisville Lake. Let's go to Dick Griffin and the winner of Heat 2A.
This has not been real easy. You've had a lot of problem coming into this, and to reach this point that fast, I think it's got to make you feel awfully good.
We feel real good. There's some real competitive boats out there. I mean, the T Plus and the Tide were running real hard. It was a real boat race. We had to struggle with some equipment. Just as any new NFL or NBA team, they have to learn to gel, and we had some equipment problems, and the team's starting to come together, and we're getting stronger and stronger, and we're looking forward to a good day.
Here's the lineup. In lane number 1, it'll be the U-10, the Winston Eagle, Miss Budweiser in lane number 2, Kellogg's Frosted Flakes in lane 3, and Superior Racing on the outside in lane number 4. As they come down for the start, they look for the green flag off the starting tower, and there it is. Miss Budweiser right on the money. Chip Hanauer has taken a lead. Frosted Flakes on the outside from Kellogg's, and that looks like your race, but there's a boat on the inside. More than likely, it is the Winston Eagle. It is the Winston Eagle on the inside in 2nd place. So it's going to be a battle for second now between the Winston Eagle and Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. Miss Budweiser is alone in 1st.
That's about about the fastest any boat has gone down the chute here today as the rain continues to fall. And Chip Hanauer said earlier, the rain doesn't bother us, but the wind does.
They'll have to be careful about that wind coming into 3 and 4 also, because that's where these boats were getting loose, especially the Winston Eagle earlier. You can see the Budweiser kind of bobbled out there for just a moment. He got it right back down on the water, and once again, she's in a good attitude. So the Miss Budweiser is your lead boat. Second place on the inside is the Winston Eagle, and third place, just a little bit off the pace, is the Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, Mike Hansen of Madison, Indiana.
146.5 mile an hour at lap number 1. And Superior Racing, we're hearing from the pits, is not in the race. They have a problem with the canopy.
Only about 2 boat lengths separate first and second, but the Winston Eagle has gone down. We don't know what happened to the boat. It looks like it's okay, except something's gone wrong with the engine, apparently. So the Winston Eagle, Mark Tate, shuts the engine down, decides to let it float into the infield. Now Miss Budweiser is unchallenged immediately. However, this should open it up for the Kellogg's Frosted Flake to move up. She's already in second place. Well, he'll certainly try to close it down.
The driver has communications with his crew in the pits, and we're getting the word that the engine gauges said he was going to get really hot and could hurt the engine. So he voluntarily shut the engine of the Winston Eagle down.
So Winston Eagle is out, and this is the boat that's in second place with that wild, wild tiger paint job, the Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, trying to catch this boat, the red and white Miss Budweiser. Chip Hanauer out of Seattle, Washington, doing a great job. You know, he put that boat over twice at the end of last year at better than 200 miles an hour each time. He came out with a couple of cracked ribs and a lot of soreness, but boy, he gets right back into it. He just forgets all about that, and he puts the pedal to the metal, as they say.
The S word he doesn't like. San Diego and Seattle, both S's, is where he crashed. The checker flag is winning now. He's averaging over 138 mile an hour.
And we remind you again that that means the speeds have to be a lot higher on the straightaways, because these boats slow down in the turns a little bit, and the friction itself takes its toll. Miss Budweiser takes the win. Kellogg's Frosted Flakes second. Winston Eagle did not finish. Superior Racing did not start.
Does the rain affect you all out there?
No, the rain is no problem at all. Wind is a big problem, but rain makes it uncomfortable for the spectators, but it's no worries for us.
Bernie, they say they have a swirling wind now. The wind didn't blow up till they're about a lap away from starting. It was calm, and all of a sudden the wind comes up. You have to worry in that situation.
Oh, sure we do. I just told Chip as I went out, the rain had calmed it down. There was no wind, and I just told him that as he closed the canopy. Then the wind came up again. The rain don't bother, as Chip said, but we're in there. He drove the devil out of it, and we're going to be in there for first place.
The RC Cola Unlimited Hydroplane Series from Lewisville Lake, Texas will continue in just a moment. As the fans get ready for more racing here in Lewisville, Texas, let's you and I take a moment and go down to the pit area for our T Plus Performance Corner, an inside look at unlimited hydroplane racing.
Hi, I'm Steve David. Welcome to the cockpit of an unlimited hydroplane. What's above my head comes from an F-16 canopy, and what's next to me is made out of Kevlar and carbon fiber. This is the latest safety advance in unlimited hydroplanes to make drivers like myself safe in the event of a crash. Let's take a look inside the cockpit, and we'll talk about some of the instrument and gauges. The instrumentation is really basic to begin with. The speedometer, oil pressure gauges for the gearbox, and basically a tachometer for a turbine. You notice it all slanted. That's so in a quick glance. If everything up is around noon, we know the engines are working okay, and I don't have to worry about anything but driving. What you're seeing now is called the canard wing. When it's up like this, it keeps the bow down in the event we have a lot of headwind. When running downwind, it goes down like so, and it gives the driver control to try and prevent the boat from what we call blowing over, or basically going over backwards. What powers a modern unlimited hydroplane is a turbine engine. It's basically a shaft jet that's connected to a gearbox. The prop shaft then goes back underneath the boat and is connected to a propeller. The tube here is really just to dissipate heat. It's not jet thrust like you'd have in an airplane. Troy here is working on what's called the hot section of the engine, which is the section that produces the power to make the boat go forward. Thanks for joining us this week on Unlimited Hydroplanes 101. Join us next week for a wrap-up and a test.